Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walls. Like in the upper left corner, I got actually right next to me. I have Cottrell, Kent State's own, Cleveland's own College Cottrell. We're going to go over brackets shortly. Shally will be here shortly. We're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic dilemma trash that happened with Mark DeRosa, who's a piece of garbage, shouldn't be managing Major League Baseball clubs. Cottrell, how you feeling there, bud?
I'm feeling good, obviously I'm excited for March Madness being here. I'm excited to, watch the games tomorrow. I mean, I know we had some couple playing games yesterday, a couple more tonight. So definitely excited for that. And I will say, though, I'm a little disappointed because we talked about golf last week and I gave you guys the winners. I gave you the blueprint, and Ludwig Oberg had the lead for 2 days, had a 3-stroke lead on Sunday. I'm thinking I'm about to make a lot of money here. I did make some money because he still finished in the top 5 with Xander, but it went from a good weekend to a all right weekend because of that. But I'm excited for March Madness, though. I'm trying to leave that in the past, but had to bring that up because we talked about it last week.
Yeah. So I guess that you say that, but who won the tour? Who won
Cameron Young.
So none of us won. None of us had Cam Young.
None of us. Nope. Xander finished, I think, in 3rd.
We had Xander after loser fell out.
Morikawa dropped. Yeah.
Loser. But we had Xander, who had a terrible Saturday. I kind of stopped paying attention after Saturday because he was up on the whole field.
Yeah, he was in 2nd. Literally Friday, I was like, oh, Ludwig's had 1, Xander's right there at 2. Like, this is about to be a great weekend. And then Xander fell off the map, and then Ludwig shot a 76 on Sunday when it mattered the most, and just made us all look bad. But we move on.
Both had top 5 guys.
For sure.
That's not bad. And I'm pretty sure I told you guys to take him top 10 anyway. Yep. But did my other guy finish top 10? No, he didn't. Where did he finish? I didn't watch that much. Yeah, never mind. He's nowhere to be found. So, all good. All good. Guys, going to talk about the full bracketology shortly. We're also going to break down that trash of a World Baseball Classic. So, since Shally's not here and we kind of need 3 people to start the bracket, the Wire2Wire bracket, let's start with the World Baseball Classic. And when we say World Baseball Classic, I'll just say World Baseball garbage because that was terrible what the Americans pulled off. I just want to let you know this. I want anyone to hear this that's listening to the show. And right now it's fucking no one. So I'm wasting my goddamn breath. But that guy has a 5 ERA. A 5 ERA. A 1.5 whip. And he went against one of the best lineups supposedly ever, and they couldn't do shit. Shut him out for 5 straight innings. And Captain America, Aaron Judge, who everyone talks about, amazing generational player, showed up lame again, lame in a big spot. So, yes, there are other players that didn't hit well in this tournament. Absolutely. I've heard the critiques. I've heard the criticism. But Aaron Judge is a guy that didn't do it in the World Series, didn't do it in the playoffs, didn't do it in the World Baseball Classic, and he's a multi-time MVP. I don't want to hear it anymore. Listen, I made a quote on Twitter. I made a quote on X or on Facebook, and I'll say it again here. If you don't do it, if you don't do it when it doesn't matter, does it really matter? If you do not do it when it matters, does it even matter? The jury is still out, not my captain.
It's a fair assessment. I mean, look, I'll say this. There were, obviously, like you mentioned, there were guys on the team that did not step up to the plate. And there were guys that did step up to the plate, and for whatever reason, they they couldn't step up in the plate anymore because they got benched by DeRosa and Gunnar Henderson and PCA. So when you're looking at Aaron Judge, though, you're looking at the guy who, if Shohei Ohtani is not playing baseball, we're talking about him as a crazy all-time hitter there. And we still are having those conversations. They just get kind of forgotten, not forgotten, but they get, they don't get looked at the same way because Shohei is just on this crazy pace of what he's been doing. But with that said, though, when you're the captain of Team USA and you're the guy who has multiple MVPs, you're supposed to be the guy that is supposed to step up in these moments. And I'm not even necessarily saying that he's got to be the one that hits the go-ahead home runs, or he's got to be the one that is, leading the team in batting average or things like that. But you have to do something. It felt like the entire, after the whole debacle of the U.S. advancing, it felt like Aaron Judge is really non-existent outside of him hosing down a runner at third base with the ball that got hit to the outfield. Like, outside of that, Aaron Judge's name really didn't get called unless he was getting struck out at the plate. So I'm 100% with you. You have to absolutely do it when it matters. And it's one of those things where we keep seeing it time and time again. You're not doing it in the playoffs. You're not doing it in the World Series. You're not doing it in the World Baseball Classic. Something's got to give there. But with all of that said, though, I think the other part of it is, though, you said there were other guys who didn't step up to the plate, but let's talk about him. Cal Riley. Was not there. Why not?
Who cares? Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because Cal Riley, the easiest bet in all baseball? Bet his under on home run total. That was a once in a lifetime season. He's not that good. Sorry. He had a great season. He probably did steroids. He's not that good. You want to look at Cal Riley's stats outside of last year? He's not that good. He's not. It's the most overrated player in baseball, man. Very good defensive catcher 2 years ago and 3 years ago. Last year, he kind of sucked defensively, but he hit 60 home runs, so we forgot about it. But you look at Cal Riley's career. Tell me what number stands out to you. 27, 30, 34, 60.
One is not like the other.
63, 75, 100, 125.
One is not like the other.
I'll go even better. 284, 306, 312, 359. That's his OBP. 489, 456, 436, 589. That's his slugging percentage. 211, 232, 220, 247. That's his batting average. Just standout season. Don't kid yourself to think Cal Riley's this stud. He's not.
I'm just saying expectations are there, and it's not just like the buck doesn't stop at Cal. I think Bobby Witt Jr. has also been kind of getting away scot-free for a guy who is, I'd say, widely considered a top 5 player in all of Major League Baseball there. So I'm just saying,
say Bobby Witt, he was incredible defensively. And people forget about him at the plate because he made some unworldly plays in the field. But you're right. But the point is this. He's not the MVP. He's not the captain. And all this shit I heard about Bryce Harper, not elite, he's washed, he's trash, blah, blah, blah. When the game matters most, I'd rather have Bryce Harper at the plate than Aaron Judge, period. And if you think differently, you're a moron. You're a moron.
So I obviously I agree with you on that sentiment there. I'm just saying, I think as a whole, this Team USA debacle that happened, this is from, I don't want to just say it's Aaron Judge. I don't want to just say it's DeRosa. This literally stems from the top down. And I think seeing this collection of talent and just seeing how close they were to not even making it to that stage, like facing the DR or facing Venezuela in the finals, like how close they were to that not even happening and not being in their own control. Like, I also want to point that out because I think as a whole, this has to be one of the more disappointing Team USA teams, not just in baseball, but of all sports that we put together. Just looking at how great this roster was, there is no reason why they didn't win it all this year, why we had these kinds of question marks. with them.
The tournament was fixed for them to win. They had every advantage. They didn't have to travel. They switched their brackets so they didn't have to play Japan. You realize, look at that bracket before it comes out, and then look at it when it got seeded. And by the way, do you know the United States didn't have to play back-to-back in the elimination games? Nope. They got to play Sunday, rest everybody Monday, while Venezuela played Monday. They got every advantage in the tournament. It was played in America. Everything was, and by the way, you want to hear something even crazier? Every country had injury waivers that wouldn't get signed, except the Americans. Everyone. Look at the Puerto Rican injury waivers. Seriously, it's insane. Yeah. Oh, he sprained his ankle 3 years ago. We can't have him play. Oh, sure. We'll throw out that guy. That's no problem. He's fine. Bullshit. It's absolute trash. And that American team fell flat on their face. Flat on their face. And by the way, it depends, because the Dodgers would beat them in like if you play a 162 game season versus Venezuela. But here's the point. The Venezuelans play for their country, unlike the Americans. The Venezuelans, you tell Eduardo Rodriguez he can't pitch, dude, fuck it, I'll quit the MLB.
Yep.
They play for their country. The United States is workmanlike. All that bullshit, workmanlike. They didn't score runs. Eduardo Rodriguez has a 5 ERA the last 2 years and a 1.5 whip. And a lineup of Bobby Witt, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, freaking Roman Empire. Like, everybody couldn't hit him. Are you out of your mind?
I think the part that makes it worse, too, for me, and Bill, I'm glad you joined us right in, because I'm sure you got more to spew on this, too. But the part that makes me even more upset about the entire situation is, like, the quotes that were out there. So, obviously, we talked about what Bryce said. We talked about, Aaron Judge came out and said, this is more important or a better atmosphere than the World Series. Then he comes out and does absolutely nothing. You had the team come out in, the USA hockey jerseys. Like, they're putting out this major statement because Canada essentially did it against them. And then they still go out and lose the game. It just felt like everything was so performative, and they were just out there trying to, appease everybody out there by trying to say the right things or look the part, but they didn't actually want to play the part. So I think that's the more frustrating part about everything too, is because there's no reason why these games look the way they did with the talent that was out there on the field.
Bill, 3 through 7, by the way, welcome, Bill. 3 through 7 3 through 7 in the American lineup in the championship game. What do you think they were?
I don't think that hit.
0 for 17. 3 through 7 in the order.
I'm sure you guys have probably covered everything I want to say, but I came in, Gene was bitching about Scooble, I would assume. Love that.
Not yet.
What?
Not yet. We didn't get to Scooble yet.
Oh, well, I'll get there then. I'll make this really easy. That guy never wears the jersey ever again for me. He's firmly on the Uncle Shally Shohei Ohtani shit list. I wouldn't let him wear it. I wouldn't. He doesn't get another invite back. I don't care how good he is. I don't care what his stats are, whatever. Good luck, bro. Hope you win the World Series. Really do. Hope you do. Hope it was worth it. Hope it was worth stranding your guys out there and not being on the mound, which would have been his turn, being on the mound for the biggest game of the whole tournament, having the ball in your hand. You want to be that guy and act like that guy, then you got to go out and play like that guy. But you weren't there. You were in Florida with your team Tiger teammates. So you done for me. Never plays for USA again. DeRosa just again another just absolute abomination of a managerial coaching job. I don't know how you start Alex Bregman in that game. Gunnar Henderson has arguably been your best player the entire tournament. He's been the spark. 6 for 14, 2 home runs. Alex Bregman still trying to figure out how to hit his way out of a paper bag. You start him, goes 0 for 3. Don't get it. I just don't I don't understand how you get Gunnar one at bat in that game, in a championship game. He's been your best player. I would say the same for PCA. By Byron Buxton, who I love and think highly of, had the same amount of hits at the WBC as everybody on this show. There's no reason to start him in center field. I'm tired of hearing the defensive difference. I think everybody forgets PCA won a goddamn Gold Glove last year. There was not going to be some huge drop off in defense at center field if you started PCA. So enough with that nonsense. They got to go a different direction, and that's crazy to say, and I don't know what that means, but this kind of group of 25 to 40 players they've picked from the last two WBCs just can't get it done. And I don't know if that means you start completely over and come back with, no Aaron Judge and no, it's hard to say Bryce after what he did last night, but Aaron Judge looks scared. Aaron Judge looked scared to death last night. I'm going to call it like I see it. I think he's a great player. He was hesitant. He was scared to death. The lights looked way too bright for him last night. I know he's an MVP. His last at bat, man, that guy threw 3-1, 3-0 and 3-1, just absolute cock shots down the middle. Couldn't get the bat off his shoulder.
Correct.
Swung at a pitch that was a foot inside the ground out to end the inning after Bryce hits the home run.
Shelly, let me ask you a question real quick. I know you know the answer to this. Who's the best first baseman in the world? Fuck the United States. Who's the best first baseman in the world right now? I'm not talking about 3 years ago. I'm talking about right now.
I go Vladdy.
I go Nick Hertz. Wasn't on the fucking roster because Aaron Judge wanted to bring Paul Goldschmidt, his buddy. Are you out of your mind? Nick Hertz? It's what are we doing?
I think Kurtz being so young is a little bit. I think Pete Alonso declining the invite hurt because I think if he accepts, I don't think Goldschmidt's on the team. Yeah, but to your point, dude, they got to look in the mirror and again, if you're 2-3 years from now, we do this again. Like if you're maybe you got to go all the young guys. Maybe it's got to be.
As soon as Scooble said, I'm going to pitch this state and this state only. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be, never mind. Stay home. We'll find somebody else. I don't
disagree with you at all, brother. I don't.
He pitched Monday or Tuesday.
I know.
He pitched for Detroit.
I think I know.
Game.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I'm pretty sure we all talked about it on the show, but
Howard.
I really I really thought, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it. I thought once he got there and pitched in it, then he would go back in and their conversations would be had. Like, all right, you know what? If we get to the championship game, like that, they kept talking about on the telecast last time. That's all the Venezuela guys. They had like certain parameters. Like if this that comes up, you can use him. So if it was Scooble, I would have stayed there. You could do your like again. That guy's a professional. He can do his side work with Team USA. He doesn't have to be at Detroit's spring training camp. And then that could have been the thing. Hey, they could have made a phone call to Detroit and like, yo, if we get to the championship game, can we start him? The answer would have been yes. Like Gene said, he pitched the day before anyway. Like, if we get to the championship game, that's the only way we use him. If we get there, can we use him 5 innings, put him on a pitch count, whatever you guys want, but let us go out there and at least start him. There's no way anybody says no. But
that's the part that makes it. That's the part that makes it worse, though, is that those conversations were had. Remember, after he had the outing, he was like, this was incredible. I really want to talk to my team about it. I want to talk to Scott Boras. Like, I want to talk to the Tigers. Like, I really want to make sure I'm making the right decision here. So you sit down and you have this conversation, and it was like you had this revelation that the best idea was to leave the team and then try and come back in hopes that they were going to win. And so then that way you could just be there for the celebration and have all the fun parts of it without putting in the work.
He was there in the semis, just chilling in the dugout.
That's what I'm saying. You're not putting in the work, but you're just there trying to enjoy the benefits of it, or just saying like, oh, I played for Team USA, or being in the dugout, being with the guys. Like, you didn't earn that.
DeRosa should never be coaching this team. It's an absolute
like if they won last night, was Scuba going to run out in the field and take his gold medal? Like, is that really what was going to happen?
Absolutely.
I don't think he was in the dugout. I'm almost sure he was with Detroit.
I think he was, but I'm sure he would have went out and got his gold medal, though. I mean, I bet the house on it. Why are you there if you're not going to?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
He's done to me, dude. He's a great pitcher, but as far as this stuff, No, it's a no for me, and I'll die on that hill.
Eduardo Rodriguez shut down the Americans for 5 innings. The guy's ERA the last 2 years has been 5. I don't care about the pitching. I care about Scooble being a pussy, but I don't care about the pitching as much as I care about those bats going silent versus a guy that grooves fastballs down the middle of the plate. Sorry.
I'll be honest. I thought he pitched well. I don't want to discredit what you're saying as far as U.S. not adjusting at all. I thought he kept them off balance though, and he just got in spots where when he was behind, to your point, he wasn't going to groove fastballs, and he just had one of those nights where, when he was behind 3-1, he found the change up at the knees for a strike every time. And it was like,
Shally, you've been on these teams before. You know exactly what I'm about to say. Listen to me. The Venezuelan team, when they needed a hit or when there was 2 strikes, they didn't try to hit a home run. They just placed the ball where it needs to be placed, hit a ball, let the barrel hit the ball and see where it goes. The Americans were constantly, Roman Anthony had a great tournament. Roman Anthony, every swing that kid takes is to get in the upper decks. I'm serious. Schwarber's the same way, but he's always been that way.
Guys, that's what you're putting Schwarber on the team to do, though.
There's times where you can just take the bat and put the barrel on the ball. Craziness.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you look at Bryce, the bat before, you know what? Curveball a little inside, just took a nice, easy, smooth swing, hit a line drive to right field. And then you could tell, he looked more comfortable in the next at bat. I was hoping he was going to do what he did, but it's still it was. You could tell he felt different. To your point, those guys, they're all up there guessing. They're all. I mean, it was. I said in the chat, dude. They were behind on fastball after fastball after fastball. I was loading up trying to hit the ball 400 feet.
Not that we have a definitive answer right now, but how do you fix the lineup moving forward?
Well, first of all, I think Major League Baseball and the World Baseball Classic and the Olympic Committee needs to sit down and have a conversation about how we're going to do this. The league doesn't need to be 162 games. It doesn't. It can be 140, and you can absolutely take a break in the middle of the year. Take a break in the middle of the year when everyone's playing baseball, and do a World Baseball Classic in 1-2 years, just like they do with FIBA, and then they can do the Olympics in 2 years. You can take a month-long break like the NHL does and get those guys rest and get those guys out there and absolutely do this and have the best players in the world playing while they're playing, in the middle of their season, in the middle of their prime. But what they're doing is they're doing it in spring training, and these guys are still ramping up for the MLB season. They have contracts to play for. Take 24 games off the goddamn season. Nobody fucking cares.
So I'm not opposed to that idea, Gene. I think, though, I guess my issue with it is that it feels like, and I could be wrong, but it feels like this was only an issue for the Americans, and that's my problem. Obviously, other teams also, other teams had guys sitting out, I know, but I'm just saying, where it became a thing. I don't remember hearing oh yeah, the DR sent the guy home after one start, and
I'll give you 2 things. Number one, it wasn't just an issue for the Americans because other teams had tons of people that weren't allowed to pitch certain days, that weren't allowed to pitch, and weren't allowed to pitch due to injury waivers. But the second point of what you just said, that the pride in which the American players took in this game was different than what the Dominicans, with the Venezuelans, with the Puerto Ricans, what they took playing in this game. And I'm going to be honest with you. All I want you to do is go think back a miracle in 1980 of the United States hockey team. Did they take the best United States players in the world? Absolutely not. They took the lineup that could play together. They took the teams. Guys, I hate to say it this way, but there has to be a guy on your team that can bunt, that can hit the ball the opposite way, that can sacrifice, that can steal a base, that's there just to be a rabbit. The United States didn't have that. They brought 15 superstars. And guys, I hate saying it, Shally will tell you more than anybody, It feels different when you bat third on your team every single day and you bat eighth on the American team. It's just different.
It's 100% true. It is. Gene's first point is the most important for me. The important people that are going to run this have to get in a room, and they all got to be on the same page. And I will tell you this: they have to make kind of like what the basketball team, what USA basketball does. You got to come up with your pool. You got to have serious invites, and you have to decide who you're going to build a team around. But those guys got to be committed for the next 3 years to do certain things. And there can't be buddy ball. Like, to Gene's point, there is no reason on earth Paul Goldschmidt should have been on this team. 5 years ago, Paul Goldschmidt, sure, fine. It's not where we're at. And they're gonna have some tough decisions to make because I'm being honest. You're looking at 33-year-old Aaron Judge, 34-year-old Bryce Harper, 34-year-old Mike Trout. Like those guys are probably not in that group to play in 3 years. They're not. You got to build this team around Bobby Witt Jr.,
Roman Anthony, Bobby Witt, Gunnar Henderson,
Roman Anthony Jr., PCA, guys like that. Paul Skeens is obviously still going to be your guy, to have the rotation. But if you're going, to really build it right, then you have to get guys like Nick Kurtz into the fold now, like guys like that are going to need some type of experience between now and then to get ready for it. And I will say this, the USA definitely cared, and it definitely meant something to them. You're never going to be able to match the camaraderie of and again, I'm not getting into politics, but I mean, you look at the relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela right now, it's not great. But it does to those little countries when they have a chance to win something like this. It does mean more. And it's kind of the, Venezuela was kind of us in the 80 Olympics. Like it meant more to them because they weren't the favorite. You know what I mean? In baseball, we're just used to being the favorite. It's gonna start there. DeRosa cannot lead this team anymore. If you want to leave him on as you want to give him some kind of silly title or whatever, and keep him in USA baseball, it's fine. He cannot be the manager of the next team.
How do you not know that the game matters? Oh yeah, since we've already locked up the next round, and he lied. First of all, he didn't know that game mattered until someone called him in the 6th inning and goes, "Why is Clayton Kershaw warming up in an 8-0 game that we need to win?"
You're not wrong.
The 6th inning is when he figured it out.
That was pie on the face for sure. But they gotta. I don't want to say you got to tear it down and start from zero, but you got to get kind of close. You got to have some tough conversations and realize if you want to compete and do this the right way, then that's where it's going to be. Like some of these guys are not going to be on the team. It's just the way it is.
I almost think you do got to tear it down and start over. I'm not saying that some of the guys on the roster currently can't make the team the next go around, but I look at, and you talk about the camaraderie with the other countries, but I saw the DR play in games. I saw almost all of their games. And who else had energy? Who on the U.S. side had energy like Fernando Tatis did? Who else was bringing
Junior Caminero has the best energy I've ever seen in my life.
I was going to go to him literally right next. And Junior Caminero was absolutely incredible. Probably, I mean, if DR would have advanced, he probably would have been MVP of the whole thing.
You want to talk about the best 5 players in the next 5 years? You better put his fucking name in it. He's going to be one of the best players in baseball. He's just exactly. What?
I said Guardians gave him away.
He's incredible. It's a mistake. Guys, we got to move. It's 7:30. It's bracketology. I'm done being mad. I'm done being angry. Congrats to Venezuela. I give them all the credit in the world. They went out there and they punched us in the face. Congrats. They deserve it. I don't want to take any slights against Venezuela. I don't, because they deserved it. I'm happy for any Venezuelans or any Latin Americans or any like South American, anybody that was rooting against the United States, you were right. Let's go.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the bracket then. Gene, you want me to pull up the bracket here?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got you. Share screen. Here.
Clicky. We're making the Wire2Wire bracket. By the way, if you haven't gotten a bracket yet, $10 bracket, can you please get in the bracket? Yeah, that'd be great. We love you. $10 bracket. Get 4, get 5, get 12. Who cares? There's my Laza's back. What up, y'all? He was talking shit to me because the United States sucked. And she's right. We appreciate you.
All right, let's go ahead.
No talking about Duke. Duke v. Siena.
All right.
FCN.
Bill, you got Siena in the upset?
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on. First game of the tournament.
First, yeah. Buckeyes kick it off.
You guys know where I'm going here. I'm rolling with Ohio State. Ohio State's hot. I was telling Gene before the show, I was like, if this Ohio State team can play like they just played Michigan and how they played Purdue a couple weeks ago, they're going to be a tough out. And the next round, they can give Duke a run for their money. Not necessarily saying I think they can or would be favorites or anything like that to beat Duke, but they can give them a run for their money if they keep playing like that. So I like Ohio State to advance here.
I think whoever wins this game gives Duke a run for their money, if I'm being honest.
I think TCU is not going to play on the same basketball court as Ohio State. And nothing against TCU. Ohio State's playing great basketball. But I do want to see the trophy that they put up for we almost beat Michigan in the Big Ten. Because, like, I'm not kidding with you, bro. And I know it's not Cottrell. You kind of did it. But if I had $1 for any person that was listening to breaking down the bracket that, like, made it like that was a win, you didn't win the game. I know they played Michigan well. They almost won. Like, dude, I don't know why we're celebrating losses. Talk about the 3 games that they won until they got there. Fine. Don't give me the whole, we almost beat Michigan. You lost. I don't want to rest my laurels on an almost win. You know what? Allen Ray and Villanova almost beat North Carolina in the Elite Eight. Almost. They're just a good team.
I'm gonna go with TCU here. I think this is an absolute great game to start the tournament with. I think TCU, just like Ohio State, is playing really good at the right time. They have big wins earlier in the year over Florida, over Texas Tech. They've shown kind of to have another gear if they can get there sometimes. And that's why I said what I said. I think, we'll get into Duke more in a little bit, but I think whoever wins this game, it gives Duke a hell of a run. But I'm going to give a slight nod to TCU.
All right, moving on.
Control advanced to Ohio State anyway, so fuck it.
I mean, me and Gene picked Ohio State, so, got outvoted.
Oh, I thought you picked TCU. All right, never
mind. St. John's. Next question.
St. John's.
I also have St. John's. No. Okay. All right.
No 12-5 love here. This is not St. John's. By the way, if you want to have a talk,
St. John's is criminally un.
Oh, and do you know what bracket is this in, Shally?
This is East.
Okay, where do you think the game is for St. John's? Got to be on the East Coast, right? They're a New York team. It's in the East bracket. It's in California.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is the worst. Like, what did St. John's do to somebody? Somebody on the board has an axe to grind. St. John's beat UConn 2 out of 3 times, and they have the same record, but UConn is a 2, and St. John's is a 5. St. John's won the Big East. They don't have the same record. They're 1 loss different. Okay, I just want to make that very clear, though. But why?
I don't know. I mean, if I was Duke, I'd be asking the same questions.
I was gonna say Duke has to be pissed too. I mean, it almost feels like almost every seed is like the best one of that line, like the 2 seed, the 3 seed, the 4. I mean, St. John's got to be the best 5 seed in the tournament.
I don't think it's
close.
About
they're criminally underrated here.
You need a 5 that can slow down Zuby to beat St. John's.
All right. Well, we will move on here to the next game. Curious on Gene's thoughts on this one.
I'm not taking whatever Baptist.
California.
Cal Baptist.
I'm not. I'll take Kansas.
I don't think Kansas has any trouble here.
I'm picking Kansas, but I'm telling you right now, just because it's mid-major time. That is his name, Dom Daniels. He's a bucket. He averages like 24. I actually got to see him play. Their championship game was absolutely insane, by the way. They shouldn't even be here, but that's a story for another day.
I just feel like everybody is so low in Kansas. I'm one of them, and I feel like this is going to be like the pie on the face team. Like Darren Peters is going to show up and like put 4 insane games together, and everyone's like, "See, told you, he's the guy." And Kansas is going to be sitting there in the Elite Eight, and we're all going to look like assholes.
I don't see it. No.
All right. Next one here. We got Louisville versus South Florida. Who you guys got?
I'm going South Florida.
Gene?
I'm South Florida too. I thought I was going to come in here, give you a South Florida rant. Their defense is incredible. They can run up and down the court. I was ready. And I'm going South Florida, scumbag.
For what it's worth, I got Louisville in this one. I think South Florida has been the sexy pick across the board, but
What's his face was ruled out today.
Who's that?
They're really good guard.
Michael Brown?
Will not play.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Look out for Joseph Pinion. I think Joseph Pinion has a huge game for South Florida.
What's wrong with Michael?
He's got bad back.
I didn't know he had a bad back. I didn't know he was out though. That's crazy.
South Florida.
Guess I might have to go back into that one.
Yeah.
Listen to me when I say this. I know you guys are going to overrule me. And I've been going back and forth on my bracket.
Uh-oh.
North Dakota State over Michigan State. I know I won't get a second, and that's okay.
So it's funny. It's funny you said that because I've watched Michigan State play. I shit you not 7 or 8 times this year. Obviously, the 2 games against Michigan. I watched the game against Ohio State, and a couple others. They are very. They're a typical Tom Izzo team. They play great defense. They're scrappy. As long as they're not kicking people in the balls. They just absolutely struggle to score sometimes. But it's just funny to me, like the way they finished the year, which wasn't great. And I've seen so many people have them coming out of this bracket. It is crazy to me. I don't think they lose here. I just Izzo's track record's too good. I am not one of the guys that has Michigan State in the Final Four, though. That's wild to me. But they're going to win here.
No, I'm going to answer that question for you, Malaza. Unless you're talking about the women, you can put that.
If you've watched basketball the last 3 weeks, you wouldn't be asking that question.
No, I think women. Yes, I think the women are. I would take the women over.
Oh yeah, bet your house on the women.
Yeah, women are.
I'm taking
go back to back.
If he wins the tournament, is that like his 3rd or 4th undefeated season?
I believe so.
I think so.
Jesus Christ, man!
I mean, they have 2 of the top 5 players in the country.
I get it, dude, but not even lose one game, not even lose one game anywhere, like 3 or 4 times in the course of a season. That's crazy.
Best recruiter in college basketball.
He's a great coach too.
He is, but man, it helps when you have all the dogs, bro.
But LSU recruits, South Carolina recruits. Like it's not.
It's not this is UConn cycle.
Oh, for sure.
South Carolina had their cycle. This is UConn cycle. They had the best team. It's not close.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, Michigan State, I got Michigan State. I do got Michigan State moving on here. UCLA and UCF here. I got UCLA winning this game, and I think UCLA is a sneaky 7. And I think they next round. I'm sure we're not going to have any crazy upsets, even with UConn playing as bad as they have been. I think UCLA has the opportunity to give that UConn team a real run for their money if they advance here. So I'm rolling with UCLA here. What are you guys thinking?
Is Tyler Bilodeau playing?
According today, both guys that got hurt in the Big Ten tournament are going to go. So yes,
if they're playing, UCLA will win this game. They're the best 7 in this tournament by far. When they're fully healthy, they're a 4, maybe a 3. I go UCLA. I don't think it's that close.
Not 3, they're probably 5. But I agree with you. Played really good basketball again down the stretch quietly. Had a bunch of big wins. I think there are only 2 losses, I believe, in the last month of the season. I think they lost to Illinois by 1 or 2, and then they lost to Michigan by 8. They played really, really well down the stretch. I like UCLA there.
All right, and then like I said, I'm assuming we're all going UConn here, right? Nothing crazy here.
I think they beat Furman.
All right. So how we want to do it here? We want to go back to the top here, or we want to go to the next region?
I think we do it. I think we. I guess get to the Elite 8, and then maybe isn't that what we did last year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Get into the semifinals in each region.
Yeah.
All right. Duke, Ohio State. I have Duke.
I have Duke by a whisker, and they already point guard is not going to play. I know they already said Ngoba is not going to play opening game. There's a shot he comes back for this.
Aiden Boozer's played very well.
He's played great, but they're down to they're rotating 6 guys with those 2 guys out, and it's
be fine versus Ohio State.
Again, I'm picking Duke, but I don't care if it's Ohio State or TCU. That game's going to come down to the last minute.
Okay.
Gene.
Yep.
I'm ready for you to send somebody home this next game.
St. John's, not even close. Toughness versus soft. I'll go St. John's by 100.
Listen, I have St. John's in my bracket, but I'm telling you, this just reeks. This reeks of Peterson going out and scoring 35, and they win by 10. And I'm telling you, it's what's going to happen. I'm still picking St. John's, but I'm telling you that's what's going to happen.
For what it's worth, I'm picking Kansas.
There you go. See, Cottrell knows it's coming.
But St. John's will advance here for us. South Florida versus Michigan State.
South Florida.
I got Michigan State.
Well, I had Louisville advancing here. But with that said, I had Louisville over Michigan State. For argument's sake here, I'm rolling with South Florida. I think if South Florida beats Louisville, that means they're going to beat Michigan State. So I'm rolling with South Florida here. A little upset. We get a double-digit seed in the Sweet 16. With our first, Cinderella really on the board here. Then we got UCLA versus UConn.
I'm going UConn.
This is going to be a tricky game. If UCLA's healthy, I'll take UCLA. Maybe I'll be on my branch, but I'm going UCLA. Now, a lot of that changes if anybody from UCLA doesn't play. But for argument's sake, I'm taking UCLA.
For me, it sounds like I'm going to be the tiebreaker here. I'm going with UConn in this one. I think UConn is just going to be just a little bit too much. I think Dan Hurley is going to have his guys ready to go, and somehow, some way, he finds a way to just flip a switch come turning time. So even last year, they almost beat, and I know almost doesn't count anything, but for a team that was as bad as they were, they took Florida to the brink, more than almost anyone in the entire tournament. So I think Hurley will have them guys ready to go.
That's where almost
he's got to be the most likely candidate to die on the court, right?
Yeah.
As close as you're gonna get to Bobby Knight.
He's a lunatic. Yeah, but like Bobby was such a psychopath that Bobby was like calm when he did that stuff, though. Like Dan Hurley looks like he's gonna have a heart attack in any moment.
That is a fact.
St. John's.
St.
I know
John's.
I'm gonna get outruled. Really?
St. John's here.
Let's go.
Wow. Okay. I was rolling with Duke. St. John's moves on though.
This is where their health, I think catches them.
All right. Elite 8 matchup. South Florida versus UConn.
Now I'm picking UConn just because I want to see part 4 of St. John's UConn. I do.
I'm with Gene. I got UConn.
I got UConn in this matchup here as well. So
like if that's what we get in the Elite 8, that's beauty. That's poetry.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to leave this alone then, right? We're going to go on to the
Yep.
All right, cool.
Big East. The East bracket will be decided by the Big East. That's the way it should be.
Love that.
All right.
Florida.
So Florida. Boom. Not even going to waste no time on that.
A little prairie view. I'm just kidding.
All right, Clemson, Iowa here. I don't know if this is just me with my Big Ten love right now, but I'm rolling with Iowa. Iowa's been playing some good basketball there as well. I mean, granted, they went out early in the Big Ten tournament, but prior to that, Iowa had been figuring it out. I like Iowa to advance here.
Clemson, they're tougher, they're more athletic, they're stronger.
I'm going Iowa. I like Iowa's 3-point shooting. I like the little point guard Stoltz get his own buckets. A little shifty white guy, lefty too. And Clemson just absolutely just offense can just go 10 minutes without scoring. So I think Iowa will DM up. I like Iowa.
Accurate statement.
All
Vanderbilt,
right.
not close. Those guards are incredible.
Still, no 5-12 upset love
No,
yet.
not here. Not here.
Vandy on
Those
fire.
guards are incredible, bro.
So I don't disagree with you guys. I got Vandy as well. I was just trying to see if I could get something out of you guys. I think this one is going to be a blowout there. I think McNeese is getting a lot of love right now because of, their team last year. And granted, it's impressive they came back even after losing some guys. But I think Vandy is just, playing on another level right now. So
the proverbial running into a buzzsaw game right there.
Bro, Duke Miles, remember the name. The kid is nice.
Nebraska versus Troy.
This is a good game.
Our other whipping boy.
Game. This is going to be a really close game. I'm going to go Nebraska. I think they're too fundamentally sound to lose to Troy. But I'm telling you something right now. This is going to be 73-72 with 1:03 left.
I will say this. Look, and I agree with Gene 100%. Nebraska's never won a game in a tournament, which I find one of the craziest stats ever. I will say this: we've taken our fair share of shots at Nebraska this year, kind of being a fraudulent, but they've been fraudulent against Purdue and Michigan State and Michigan. They've
and others. That's not
Illinois.
okay.
I think they have 5 losses. Like
I know, but I'm just saying they played some 2-point games against bad teams.
But I'm saying they've beat everybody else though. So I do agree with Gene though. I think the spread on this is like 6.5 or something. I am all over Troy plus 6.5. I think Nebraska wins the game though.
All right, so we got Nebraska advancing here. I'm telling you guys right now in my bracket, this will be Troy, and it's going to be on the back of Thomas Dowd. He's going to dominate Nebraska in the paint.
You might be right. Whoever wins Vanderbilt's going to destroy.
I agree, which is why I'm okay with dropping that game.
Big upset. And this is not even a big upset. VCU wins this game, and they win this game handily. They're well coached. They play system defense. VCU. Listen, last year's VCU team that shit the bed after we all picked them. Same team came back. They're more experienced. They're better. They're going to beat North Carolina. I don't think this game's close. I think this will be a blowout.
North Carolina has just been so up and down since Caleb Wilson's been gone, and obviously we know he's not coming back. Like he's done for the year. I think this is one of those games where I look at it. I got VCU advancing here as well. I'm with Eugene, but I feel like this could potentially be one of those games where it's like, all right, let's rally together as a group here. Like this is, everyone's doubting us per se, and this is like that will game against the quote unquote inferior opponent. So I still like VCU to advance though, just because I think they're the better basketball team. But I do think it could potentially just be one of those games where North Carolina plays inspire basketball to get, a one and done victory.
Couldn't agree more. Local coach Phil Martelli Jr. Obviously, Gene knows the name. I like VCU, but I like VCU close. I don't think North Carolina is not going to show up. I don't think they're going to go out in that court. I don't think they're going to roll over. I don't think they're going to get blown out. They still got a bunch of 4 and 5 star kids on that team. They're missing your best player. They've got a couple tough losses, but a couple decent wins down the stretch since he's been hurt. They stay in the game, but I like VCU as well.
Illinois Penn.
Illinois.
So this is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I like Illinois to roll in this one.
Probably the best 3.
Yeah.
St. Mary's and A&M.
This is a weird game. A&M's tougher. They're more athletic. St. Mary's is more fundamentally sound. They shoot better. I'll go A&M because I think that their defense will turn over St. Mary's enough and we'll be able to close out in the 3-pointer. But I think it's a super close game. I don't like picking this game regardless, but I'll go A&M here.
Me and Gene have like the same thoughts on all these games. It's kind of scary. Kind of agree. I think pace of this game is really big. Like Gene said, A&M likes to kind of go out and run and use their athleticism. St. Mary's likes to walk the ball up the court, run, get in half-court sets and run their offense, take shots. I think whoever probably is better at opposing their will and getting their game and getting out to run, or if St. Mary's can slow it down, the team probably wins. I will I'll make it fun. I'll go St. Mary's. I went back and forth this game a bunch, though. This is one of the last games I picked.
I'm going with St. Mary's here as well. I think St. Mary's is kind of, I don't want to say underrated because I think a 7 is pretty, fair for them. But I do think at the same time, it's that they're always looked at as like the little brother to Gonzaga in their conference. And so people just kind of write them off. And I don't think you can do that with this year's team. Like you guys said, I mean, I think they do all the fundamental things well. They defend well, they can shoot the 3 ball. And I do think, the pace that you guys both mentioned is definitely going to be important in this one. I think St. Mary's has the opportunity to really slow this game down, though, and keep it at their pace and make the game, ugly or, per se. So I like St. Mary's to advance in this one.
They got 3 teams in this year, right?
Who's the third one?
Did Santa Clara get in?
I think so.
Yes. I mean, that league was a little bit better this year. It wasn't kind of just a Gonzaga and St. Mary's beats everybody but Gonzaga. I know Santa Clara made the final.
Yep.
But WCC was a little bit better than normal this year.
It was. Then
I'm going with the potatoes.
No, you're not.
Idaho, best indoor stadium at the FCS level, in my opinion, but nothing for basketball.
I'm going with the potatoes.
Football is great.
Go potatoes.
All right, back to the top here. Florida, Iowa. Florida pretty handily.
Yes.
Florida.
Right. Awesome. And then we will go to Vanderbilt, Nebraska. Vanderbilt handily.
Another rematch, bro. I cannot wait to see that one.
Vanderbilt closer than the experts think, but Vanderbilt.
I don't like that, Bill. VCU, Illinois.
Illinois.
All right, we're flying through this one. So this one's a little bit more clear cut. St. Mary's versus Houston. Got Houston as well. All right, cool. Easy. So this, I imagine this is going to be everybody's Sweet 16 from this region here because we all agreed on these. Who you got in the rematch of this game after the drubbing that Vanderbilt put on them in the SEC tournament?
I got Florida, but it's a scary game.
With Gene. Again.
I agree here as well. I think Florida is going to barely have enough. I think luckily, I think the taste of defeat's going to still be fresh on their breath here. So I think they got enough to pull it out.
Those guards get hot for Vanderbilt again, though, man. Florida's in trouble.
I felt like they didn't miss a shot. Every 2-point shot they threw up just felt like it was going down. Like it was wild.
Tennessee too. It's not like those guards are incredible.
Illinois, Houston.
I like Houston.
See, I like Houston to win this game. Illinois is this. I think this is going to be a fun matchup because I think Illinois' offense can absolutely fill it up. Houston loves to defend. Obviously, they love to be aggressive defensively there. But I'm rolling with Houston here as well. I think they're going to have the best player in this game, so I like Houston to advance.
I'm with Houston. Kingston Fleming.
All right. We got our elite matchup there. 1-2. Nothing crazy in the what region is
You're
that?
about to get nuts. You're about to get nuts. In my opinion.
Nothing crazy in the South. We're gonna go down to the West. How nuts we getting, Gene? We going Long Island here?
We ain't getting that nuts.
Arizona.
Okay. Villanova versus Utah State.
Utah State.
I hate to say it. Villanova played terrible down the stretch. One of their starters is not going to play now. It's Utah State, and I'm actually pretty fairly confident in it, which kind of sucks.
Agreed. I got Utah State here as well. I thought you guys were going to give some hometown love to Villanova, give them the benefit of the doubt, but
listen,
right.
they're back on the right track, which makes me happy for all the local people.
What's
they've
that?
Coach. What?
What's that? I see a fraud out Villanova.
Can't call them a fraud when they're the AC.
I'm kidding, but I wanted to use my magnifying glass.
You got it, brother.
All right. I've been asking for it. Do we finally have one? 5-12?
Not for me.
For me,
Ooh.
I'll go High Point.
Wow. I'm going Wisconsin. Played well.
I'm going with Wisconsin here, but High Point is a damn good basketball team. I just think they drew the worst possible 5 seed because Wisconsin has been hot. Wisconsin's been playing really well, and I'm looking. Yeah, I'll save that for the round of 32. But I think High Point could have drew other 5s, and they would have had a legitimate shot to win here. But I just think Wisconsin's going to be too tough for them. So I like Wisconsin to move.
Just so we're clear, High Point will be on my bracket. Very similar team as last year. They can't shoot as bad as they did last year. I got High Point.
All right, next one. Arkansas and Hawaii.
Arkansas.
I like Arkansas as well. Probably whatever the over in this game is, I would take it. This is going to look very equivalent of a very highly skilled LA Fitness game.
102-86.
It's going to be up and down. It'll be buckets galore in this game.
Might have an NBA total.
Hawaii can definitely score with the best of them, but Arkansas is going to be too much.
If you like defense, that is not the game for you to watch.
Facts. So we got Arkansas advancing here. BYU versus Texas. I got BYU easy.
BYU easy. AJ is going to go nuts. He'll score 30. Book it.
Agreed.
I think BYU is going to win. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think Texas is going to dominate inside. I think they're going to keep it close. And Texas somehow just every time I pick against them, they win. When I pick them, they lose. They fuck me every year in this thing. So I'm going BYU.
After that Abilene Christian game, I'll never trust the Texas team ever again.
That's one of them.
Bro, why would you?
That's one of them.
It's embedded in my mind. That's why I brought it up.
Last leg of a 15-leg parlay.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
That was the Chickies day, wasn't it?
It was.
No,
Yeah.
Next day.
Oh, it was that weekend though.
That was that weekend though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday. I know because the Chickies day I couldn't hit anything, and the next day I hit everything except Texas money line over Abilene Christian.
Last leg, no matter what, get you every time.
Gonzaga.
Kennesaw State.
This is where I think Gonzaga got lucky because they may be the most banged up team coming into this tournament on anybody. I think drawing Kennesaw State was a gift for them. They got one of these other kind of upstart 13 or 14 seeds, they could have been in trouble, but I'm going to go with Gonzaga.
All right. Then Miami and Missouri.
This game is being played in St. Louis.
It is.
Kind of wild.
I still have the U. I think they're the better team. They're better coached. I got the U, but the game's being played in St. Louis.
Yeah, definitely wild. I'm rolling with the U here as well for the exact same reasons. I just think home court, pseudo home court should be an advantage for Missouri, but I just think Miami is that much better than Missouri that it won't matter in this one.
I am actually, it won't matter for here, but I'm going Missouri in my bracket.
All right, so we got Miami moving on there.
Purdue
versus Queens.
Purdue.
Just click and play.
All right, back up to the top here. Arizona, Utah State.
Arizona.
Utah State should not stay with them.
All right.
Arizona as the easiest weekend of the 1 seeds.
Agreed.
Arkansas, Wisconsin, track meet.
Arkansas, I guess.
I mean, this is a tough game because if Wisconsin can slow this game down at all, I think it favors them heavily because they will play some defense. I just don't know if Arkansas gets out and starts running. I don't know if Wisconsin can score with them. It's gonna be a really kind of interesting cat and mouse type situation. I'm going to go. I'll go with Wisconsin.
I'm going with Arkansas here. Get Arkansas to move on, match up against Arizona. Gene, I'm curious though. In your bracket, I know you had High Point moving on there. Do you got High Point?
No, okay. Arkansas. I don't do crazy upsets 2 rounds because if they lose in the first round, I'm kind of screwed.
I got you. Okay. So you're strategic. You're not going with your.
Yeah, you try to steal points in the first round, but you don't let them bury you if you have them in the Elite 8 and you sit there and take X's across the board.
Fuck that. I'm all in every time.
I know.
I'm all
BYU, not close.
I got BYU too, Gene. I'm glad you see it with the Cougars because I'm in on BYU.
Now, the problem is with BYU, their second leading scorer doesn't look like he's going to play opening weekend. But I don't really
Rob
care.
Wright?
Yeah.
This is why I'm talking about the Texas factor. This, in theory, could be Texas. And they fucking stink. But I think Gonzaga's banged up. I think BYU's a one-man show. I'll take BYU in this like you guys. But I'm telling you, there's a decent shot that out of nowhere Texas makes a Sweet 16. Yeah, it'll just be an absolute farce.
BYU. Purdue, Miami?
Purdue.
Right.
By the way, Purdue finally looks like the Purdue I picked at the beginning of the season.
They do.
Arizona, Arkansas.
Arizona's length is going to give Arkansas a lot of problems.
Yep, I agree.
Arkansas doesn't shoot the way they they get to the hole, they drive well, they do not shoot that well. And Arizona will absolutely contest shots at the rim.
I think Arizona blows them out, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I will go on my little branch here. This is my first 1 seed that goes down. I got Arkansas. Darius Acuff Jr. is that guy. We talked about it last year with Walter Clayton Jr. That's how I feel about Darius Acuff and his ability to take over a game. I think it would show up in a game like this against Arizona.
I'll take Purdue here, like BYU, but too much. Braden Smith, 5th-year senior, running the point. Kaufman, Wren, give me Purdue over BYU here.
Purdue by 20.
I also have Purdue advancing here to the Elite 8.
We are doing well.
All right. So
now you get madness. Because this bracket's going to be nuts. This is my craziest bracket by far.
You got Howard?
No, I have Michigan.
No,
that's crazy.
Okay. Hey, I was just making sure. I didn't know if he was bought in after seeing him take down UMBC. I didn't know, you know.
I don't think any of I honestly believe you. None of my Elite 8 team, or I don't think outside of Michigan, the other three, none of you guys will have.
Ooh.
Of your Elite 8, you said?
Well,
or
no,
the Final
it's not
Four?
Elite 8, 2016. Final Four of this region.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, next one here, we got Georgia versus St. Louis.
Going St. Louis.
Flip a coin.
Going St. Louis as well here.
Georgia's more athletic. Georgia is a better team. St. Louis, well, I'm lying, not a better team. I'll go St. Louis too. It's a very close game though.
Agreed. Texas Tech, Akron.
Akron. Not close.
Oh, you're out of your mind. Not close is crazy.
Dude,
I agree with the not close part. This is everybody's, I think, sexy 5-12. Texas Tech, even though since they've been hurt, I mean, they've still won a couple big games.
Akron defends the 3-point line. Incredible. And all Texas Tech can do is shoot the three. They cannot create their own shots without JT Toppin. Akron's going to win this game, and you're going to be looking at like, how the hell is this game 87-73? And you're like, I'm telling you, Akron.
I believe both Akron's guards are seniors as well. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I'll go Akron.
For what it's worth, I'm going with Texas Tech here. I think Akron is a really good team here, but I think Texas Tech size is going to do them in. This would be different if they still had Enrique Freeman, but they don't. They don't have a dominant big. They are very much a team by committee approach there. Like they don't have like a superstar on the team this year, and their best player is a true freshman. So I'm rolling with Texas Tech here, but I see why Akron's getting a lot of love.
Tavari Johnson, what's wrong with him?
There's nothing wrong with him.
Okay, he's their best player. He's not a freshman. He's a senior.
I think their best. What's their best?
Hey, what are you doing? Name? Fix that.
My bad.
Who's their best player?
Tavari Johnson is who I was talking about. Tavari Johnson is a senior.
He's not only a senior; he's a fifth-year senior. Matter of fact, they have 4 senior guards. They're the top 4 scorers.
They do have 4 senior guards that are their top scorers. Who is their freshman guard? They had a freshman guard that is nice.
I think you're talking
we'll get
about
back
Sharon
to them. We'll get back to that.
I think you're talking about, just to be clear, I think you're talking about Sharon Young, who's a sophomore for them.
No, it's not Young. I know Young had a big MAC tournament run. He hit some couple big shots in the MAC tournament.
Yeah, I got.
We'll get back. All right. You got Alabama.
Give me Hofstra. Alabama is falling apart at the seams. Their second best player just got arrested for having over a pound of pot. They are. I think Alabama. I think Hofstra wins this basketball game.
I'm dead serious. Trying to ship a gun to somebody too, or something.
I don't know.
Clearly, he's not going to play.
I got Hofstra. I told you I was going to go nuts with this side of the bracket.
I still feel. I mean, there's always one. Still feel like Alabama might have enough, but I'll go Hofstra. I'll play this game.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I'm going with Alabama here. Not going too far, but I do got Bama winning that game.
Okay. UT, baby. UT, no matter who it is. Nate Ament is incredible, unless he has to play a back-to-back because for whatever reason his legs can't stay with him right now because he's recovering from that injury. He can get any shot he wants. And if he doesn't play passive like he did in the first half versus Vanderbilt, he is unguardable. He is literally, if Jalen Johnson and Kevin Durant had a child, they'd name him Nate Ament. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as those guys. I got UT.
I got Tennessee.
I got Tennessee as well.
I have Miami of Ohio. I'm kidding.
I got Tennessee as well here. I'm rooting for Miami of Ohio tonight. I can't wait to get off here later and watch them
Yeah,
play
bro.
SMU. I'm hoping
Nice.
hoping I'm hoping they take
Good
care
get
of
off
business
here.
tonight. But I got Tennessee as well. Virginia Wright State.
Doesn't matter because they're losing to Tennessee in the next round.
A lot of
The
people.
Horizon.
A lot of people. I mean, I'll say this: I watched Virginia twice, maybe this year. They did not impress me at all, and everybody's kind of, oh, they're better than you think. I think they win this game, but
You're probably right. The crazy thing is, if you flop them in St. John's, it's a totally different tournament because that's where St. John's should be, right there.
I agree. It's hard to argue that.
In what world are we living in if Virginia's a better team than St. John's?
It's fair.
Oh, here's Santa Clara.
Who cares?
Also, I got Santa Clara.
Sure, I got Santa Clara too.
I got Santa Clara here as well. That's crazy. Who cares for a team that you picked to win?
He said, "Who cares that it sweeps?"
Well, the reason I say that is because Kentucky, first of all, Iowa State's going to run through either one of them because Iowa State's playing better basketball than 95% of the country. It doesn't matter because Kentucky plays such undisciplined basketball and they're going to make mistakes all through, and Santa Clara's going to capitalize. But I think Iowa State runs through whoever wins that game, so it doesn't matter.
I would say, homie, frowning at home, you're marking this down. Either this bracket's gonna be really good because me and Gene almost agree on all of it, or it's gonna be really bad.
I mean, listen, I've had bad brackets before. That's very good.
So have I. So.
99.8%. I don't know. It was pretty good.
We got Michigan here. I'm taking Michigan.
Yeah,
I got
Blowout.
Same.
St. Louis cannot match up with Michigan size.
Akron versus Hofstra.
Akron.
I would take
Five
Akron in
senior
this
guard.
matchup as well.
Go Zips.
Tennessee, Virginia. We know where Gene's going.
I like Tennessee as well. Virginia is one of those teams. Like I feel like as soon as the score starts with a 6, they're done. I don't see them as good as they are defensively. I think Tennessee is going to be able to score. I like Tennessee.
Bro, I love Jacoby Gillespie and then Nate Ament. I think those two can absolutely make a run in this tournament. And the only thing that stops Tennessee is back-to-back games. They don't have one. They get the day off. They'll be fine.
Gene loves Rick Barnes guards, man.
You're right.
He's a closet Tennessee fan.
You know where they're playing those games, right? You know where those games are being played?
No, where they're playing
Philly.
in this region.
Those games are in Philly. Michigan's up in Buffalo.
Buffalo. Are you going, Bill?
Not now, because they were until Nova fell apart the last 2 weeks. They were both going to be in the same place. That was going to make sense. But Villanova's in like San Diego now.
Okay.
Fly all the way out there to get your dicks kicked in.
All right, and then Iowa State, Santa Clara. I know where Gene's at with Iowa State. I'm there as well. Bill, is it a clean sweep?
Yep. Iowa State big.
All right. So let's go ahead, jump back down. Sweet 16, Michigan, Akron.
Michigan
by a lot.
I mean, if this falls Michigan's way, they should be sitting pretty to go to the Elite Eight.
Here for it. I like Iowa State there.
This is going to be a game. I'm sure you guys will outrule me, but I'm going UT.
I'm Iowa State. It's on you, Control.
I got Iowa State here as well. Gene, you said it. Your exact words. Great. They're playing better than 95% of the country here, and I think Tennessee is going to be included in that bunch. So I get it. Styles make fights, but I like Iowa State in this one.
They've played great basketball, just to be very clear. The problem with Iowa State is listen, if Jefferson or the big Russian do not have good games, one of those guys don't have a good game, UT will beat them. They're very, very premier dominated. Like they have a big 2 on Iowa State.
I don't disagree with you.
All right, let's go back up to the top. Let's go to the East. The Big East.
I mean, if we're getting that, I mean, I'm St. John's.
St. John's. They're tougher than UConn. They absolutely are playing tougher basketball than UConn. I love St. John's. I have St. John's in my Final Four.
All right, St. John's moves on. In this region, for me,
Who's
I
in your
personally
Final
have
Four,
Duke.
just for your record. Duke, okay. That's
Duke
fair.
is
So the
in my
winner of
Final
St.
Four
John's
from here.
Duke goes to the Final Four. I agree with that.
Yep.
I think
and
UCLA UConn, but
next game here, Florida, Houston.
Florida. They're just better everywhere. And Houston's good. Florida's just a little bit better. And like I love Houston's guards. I love Boogie Flam better. I like Houston's wings. I like Florida's better. I'll take Florida over Houston because I think they're better, just barely everywhere. I think they shoot better. I think the only thing Florida doesn't do better than Houston is shoot free throws. For whatever reason, that team can't shoot free throws, and it's maddening.
I mean, this could be a game where it matters.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Man, I think this is a war of a game. I really do.
Agreed.
I agree.
I like Florida's size a little bit better, like Gene said. I also just think Calvin Sampson's got to get over the hump one of these days. I think Florida teams last year was better, and obviously with having Walt, but I got to go with Gene on this one again. I just think Florida just has they just have more. They have more ways to score. I think they're a little bit more fluid on the offensive side of the ball. I think Houston's going to give them everything and then some, though. Wouldn't be surprised if they win, but if I'm picking it, I'm picking Florida.
Can you help me understand why Ox Condon can't shoot free throws?
No, it's kind of crazy, actually.
Like he's
he can shoot from everywhere else.
Yes.
That's the one thing about this game, though. Like, Bill, you brought it up. Like, Houston's going to play aggressive defense. Like, it would not surprise me if they're in the double bonus in both halves. So you're going to have to hit your free throws. And with that said, I still got Florida to advance here. But, like, I would not be surprised if there is this lull on the Florida offense because of how tough everything is getting defended. And then you combine that with missing free throws and guys aren't in a rhythm anymore. Like, I think that can spell a recipe for a loss there for Florida, but I just think Florida's too talented.
They're starting 5 free throw shoots: 76, 64, 72, 77, and 69. You can't do that in college basketball. You have to have a 90% free throw shooter, 88 guy. You got to have the guy to throw the ball into. I got to make sure we get into this guy. They don't have that guy. That's crazy.
I will tell you this: if we get that game, I'll be very excited to watch that game.
You know, another team that can't shoot free throws, Tennessee. They have 2 guys in their roster that can shoot free throws. It's Gillespie and the men. That's it. Nobody else. Everybody, do you want to hear something wild? Because I have all the stats.
I get the ball all the time.
Gillespie and the men, 80%, 81%, and 79%. Listen to this. The next 3 highest scorers, 66, 64, and 48% from the free throw line.
See, that's a way bigger problem than Florida. Florida pretty much has 4 guys in the 70s or up. That's a problem.
Bro, I love watching that kid Jalen Carey, the very athletic kid for Tennessee. They got to get him off the court if they get an available bonus. That guy can't shoot free throws. He's airballing free throws, bro. He's throwing them off the freaking backboard and hitting the scoreboard. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, that's why subs are important at the end of the game. You got to get guys like that off the floor.
Gotta get him out. Get him out of here. He's very athletic. He's just. You could tell basketball was like not something he did until like really late in life. This is interesting where you guys go here.
I will tell you this. There's one of these teams I want to win, and there's one of these teams I think is going to win.
You want Purdue. You think Arizona's going to.
I agree.
I think that too.
I think Arizona is just too much. Again, they have their depth. The one thing that we've seen, unfortunately, with Purdue is the size. The size down low affects them. and if you have bigs that can score, and Arizona does, it's kind of their Achilles heel. As good as Braden Smith is, I have to take Arizona.
The difference with Arizona's bigs are they're more athletic than Michigan's, so they can. I'm not saying they're better; they're just more athletic.
Yeah, they fly around more. I think Michigan's bigs are more polished, but yeah.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Exactly how you just put it. I'll go with Arizona here. I think Arizona wins this game.
So in this game, I would also go with Arizona, but for the record, in my bracket, I have this being Arkansas versus BYU, and I got Arkansas advancing.
Jesus.
I love control bracket.
Bro, who is paying you from Arkansas, bro?
Darius.
You have family member? You have a cousin on the team?
Junior.
Bro,
I don't know how many times I got to say it. He's going on a run. He's willing this Arkansas team.
You don't have the supporting cast of like Walter Clayton.
They just went and won the SEC championship. Like they're on a run. I'm saying it's gonna continue.
Very often do teams that have that run in a tournament fall flat early.
Florida just did it last year. They won the SEC championship game and they won the Natty.
You're right. Doesn't happen often though.
Now we're going over to the Midwest. Know where Bill's going.
Yep.
Gene, where are you going?
I'm Michigan.
I think it's a good game though, but Gene summed this up pretty much earlier, which is one of the things I was going to say. I think Iowa State has two guys. We're more balanced. We can obviously deal with the big Russian. And if Iowa State doesn't bomb it from three, then I think we win fairly comfortable, actually.
I like Michigan here as well. I think Michigan's, I hate saying it, but they're just such a balanced team. And again, I think it's just like you see Purdue beating them. Purdue beating them kind of made sense, not because Purdue is better, but because they match up very well with them. If you want to take down Michigan, like you have to have the bigs that are going to bang with them. And then you also have to have the perimeter scoring there as well, because Michigan can defend with the best of them. So I think Iowa State's not going to have all of that, so I like Michigan to advance here. All right, we got 3 1s and a 5 in the Final Four.
That normally happens with our brackets because, like, there's 2 out of 3. So, like, when you pick something wild, it's got you have to get another person to agree with you.
Yeah,
I got Florida over St. John's. I think that this is the time where the guard play will really matter for St. John's. Like Thomas Hall and a lot of those Gators down low can absolutely, like, I don't want to say, like, they can make, in my opinion, Condon and Hall can make Ziggy work, Zuby, work offensive, defensively. I think the guards will dominate this game. I like Florida.
I like Florida as well. I like the variety, like Gene said. I think they can score outside. I think they can score inside. I think the inside presence with Florida is going to make St. John's expel a lot of energy to defend early, banging on the boards, all that stuff over, the course of a game. I like Florida. I think Florida does enough to win.
In this matchup, I would have Duke over Florida, but because of what we have here, I have Florida going to the national championship game over St. John's.
Bro, you keep doing that. JD, good night.
Good night, buddy.
Doing that, bro? I've not done that one time. This is our bracket, Cottrell. I'll give you my Final Four after you're done, you scumbag. Keep talking. My Final Four.
What the hell just happened? What happened?
I'm not doing it.
What just happened?
It's like, well, my Final Four, I had this. It's our bracket.
Well, I've been asking you what was going on. I'm sorry you're being, just reserved here for the first time ever. Going through the bracket here. You don't want to say what you got. It's not my fault you don't want to say it. Saving it for the end. I'm trying to give the people what they want now. We're talking about it now.
Listen, I give the people what they want when they're ready for it. When they're ready for it. I'm kidding.
All right. Final Four, Arizona, Michigan. Know where Bills are going. Again, Gene.
I think it's a battle. I think whoever wins this game wins the national championship.
I have Arizona in this game. I think their bigs are more athletic. I think their guards can score a little bit easier than Michigan's. I think Michigan plays better defense on the wings. I think if Arizona can score the ball from the outside, I think the bigs will keep Michigan's bigs under control. I will take Arizona in this game. I think it's going to be a very good game, but it really depends on Michigan's perimeter defense because I think the bigs will kind of, I don't want to say cancel each other out, but I think that they'll do really good things in different areas. Like I think Arizona's bigs will affect Michigan getting to the rim. I think Michigan's bigs will get Arizona's bigs in foul trouble early and have more points. So that's kind of how I see that breaking down.
I agree with Gene just on the other side of it. Arizona actually is one of the lowest 3-point taking teams in the entire country. They take a lot of twos, a lot of contested twos. Michigan is top 10 defensively in pretty much every metric. I think they're going to make them make threes to win the game, and I don't think Arizona can do it. I do agree with the bigs canceling each other out. I think that's a great point. I think when it's all said and done, I think it's going to be within a couple points of each other between all the guys. So I will take Michigan's guard play, especially defensively. And if Michigan shoots the ball well from three, then I think they win the game. I don't think Arizona is going to sit out there and be comfortable to bomb away and try to win the game that way. It's not their style. It's not what they do. I think Michigan will close out. So I think Michigan to win.
I got Michigan to win this game here as well. I just think this is going to be an absolute war. I agree with the sentiment that whoever wins this game is going to win the national championship if this is how it all shook out there. Because I do think these are two teams that are essentially looking in the mirror, where you have not necessarily Arizona's bigs don't play the exact same way as what Michigan's bigs do, but just like I talked about earlier with Purdue and Michigan, I think this is a styles mixed fights matchup, and Arizona is like your perfect team to take down this Michigan team. But just think Michigan is going to be too strong there, and they're going to get enough points in the paint to ultimately seal the deal here and move on to the national championship game.
See, the bigs for Arizona are very interesting, but they also have an X factor in a guard that actually rebounds, and he's a tall guard in Braden Berries. And I think Braden buries Michigan, and I'll go with Arizona.
Braden Berries is going to be a lottery pick. He is incredible.
Now we got Florida versus Michigan. Who did you pick?
Florida versus Michigan.
Doesn't matter because I still got Florida back to back. Thomas Hall, Alex Condren, Boogie Fland.
I've said this all year, especially last month and a half. I think you look at the way Florida, Arizona, and Michigan are built, it's all very, very similar. They have all similar characteristics with certain things they like to do. I think Florida and Michigan are a little bit more guard oriented than Arizona. But they all have big front lines. They make you work for it, hard to get to the rim. Everybody can defend 1 through 5. I think this is where Michigan's experience comes in, having a bunch of older guys. And just to factor in, it's hard to repeat. Just having that little nugget of history. It doesn't happen that often. It does happen, but been on them from the get-go. It's a little bit, it's not really that much of a homer pick. I just think they're the best, most well-rounded team in the country. I've been saying that for months. I think Michigan wins. I think Yaxel has a huge game. I actually think he's going to be the X factor in the Arizona game because he's going to cover Barry. He's a huge guy, wing, can guard 1 through 5. I think he wins MVP of the tournament.
The reason I picked Florida is Ruben Chinyalu. And I think what he'll do in the paint, blocking shots, protecting the rim, will be the difference. And I think the guards for Florida are definitely better than the guards for Arizona as far as creating their own shots. Florida shoots the 3 ball better. I like Florida in this game.
This game will definitely be an interesting one for sure. Boogie Fland, I mean, I'd be curious to see. I think Boogie Fland would have to get down in this one because obviously you know what you're going to get from your bigs with with Florida, and then on the flip side of it with Michigan, everything's coming from their bigs there as well. Tough matchup here, but I told you guys I think the winner of the Arizona Michigan game would be the national championship just based on how things played out here. So I would roll with Michigan to take down Florida, but would not be surprised if this went down as one of those all-time kind of national championships games if this is what we got.
What a loser. I'm kidding.
Last year, Eric.
Yeah, last year.
Guys,
I mean, listen, I think Florida got to the game a little bit late this year, but I mean, you really look at, I think if you're being honest, we talked about it earlier. UConn was kind of up there earlier, but for the most part, Duke, Michigan, and Arizona have kind of they've been 1, 2, 3 all year in some kind of form. I think they're, unfortunately, Duke's got some injuries at the wrong time of the year, which I think sucks because we're not going to see them really play the way they have all year, which is kind of, you want to see guys go out and play with their full squad. But those 3 teams have kind of separated themselves all year. So, I mean, I won't be surprised at all if they're there at the end. You had UConn, obviously, for a while. And then Florida got their shit together, kind of middle of November, and then they've been just killing people since. So I don't think it'd be any surprise to see a bunch of ones, not this year anyway, in the finals. Because I think there's, not saying that next group of Purdue and Iowa State and Houston and all those teams can't beat any of the ones, but the ones I think have kind of separated themselves this year.
Do you guys, so I know we have the conversation like in February every year. Just looking at how everything kind of fell this year, how many teams realistically do you think have a shot to really go out and win this thing?
I think the 4 number ones can all win. I think
Houston
all
can.
4 number 2 can win.
Yeah.
Purdue can.
Purdue could.
UConn can.
The East is interesting because, again, I think if things break right, I mean, I think you could make a case for St. John's to at least get there, being a 5, which is nuts. A lot of people think Michigan State can. I don't. I've just watched them play too much. Who are the other 2 threes?
Illinois.
They're great offensively. It's the
5.
I know. I'm saying
I don't think Illinois can. I would vote no in Illinois.
I think St. John's in Tennessee are the 2 other ones. So that's 10 total.
I don't think Tennessee can.
Yeah, I mean, you're throwing Tennessee out there. I might as well throw my Arkansas hat in the ring.
Jesus Christ.
You might. They can win.
For sure. I mean, I think
Nate
Amin is good enough to where if he goes on a run, like he's good enough to be most outstanding player in a tournament. So I mean, I don't hate that. It's just crazy year.
Play. It's just I watched him be soft in the first half of that Vanderbilt game, and I don't know what the coaches said to him. They pulled him out with like the 13-minute mark in the second half. He had 1 point, and they're like, "I don't care how bad you're shooting, keep fucking shooting." And he went out there, and for the last 12 minutes of that game, he played Nate Amin basketball and got to the line, and he was missing shots he absolutely should have made, like bunnies, like really close, like wasn't getting the roll off the rim, wasn't like just slightly off. And a lot of people said and reminded me that coming off that injury, and this is the first time he's playing a back-to-back game. So I don't think his legs were with him. But when you watch him play, man, he can get any shot he wants from anywhere he wants. And when you have that, and then you got a guy that can get hot like Corey Gillespie, I think they can win. I'm not saying they will. I didn't pick them to win. They're not my Final Four, but they can win.
It's kind of crazy too that that's a team that could have had Zakai Ziegler back if he would have got a waiver. Like, just think of how crazy that team would have been.
Yeah, but the problem with that is I don't think Gillespie is any bit as good as he is if he's not the primary ball handler. Because Zakai Ziegler would have been that guy.
For sure.
Like, I get it. I just don't know if they – I think it's the same thing. I actually think Ja'Cory's a better shooting version than Zakai. And
Zakai is more of a playmaker, yeah.
Correct. Zakai showed up super small when it mattered, too, which was tough to watch.
Tennessee's another one of those teams for me like Texas. I'm always on the wrong fucking side of it.
Rick Barnes is a good coach, too.
I love Rick Barnes, and that's where I get suckered in because I like – it wasn't last year, it was the year before. Like when I think they're gonna go out early, they're like sitting there in the Elite Eight, just fucking on my bracket. And when I really believe in them, like I'm sitting in the Elite Eight, they'll go out like opening weekend. Like it never fails. They're on that same they're in that same category as Texas.
Fair.
Never get it right. Same goddamn colors too.
I feel like you're talking about the Dalton Connect year.
Bro,
that he was there.
He went off, and then that one game, he was the only guy that could score on the team. Nobody else could score.
Yep.
Ty was 1 for 11. Here's my Final Four. The reason I held it back is the same Final Four that we came up with. I have St. John's, Florida, Arizona, and Michigan. And my finals is Florida over Arizona. What's yours?
I have Michigan, Arizona, and Florida. I just can't remember who I have coming out of the East total. And I have Michigan over Florida in the championship game. You're pulling back up.
Guys, get in a bracket. Wire2Wire Sports Pod on Venmo. $10. Get in the bracket. Buy 3. Get in the bracket.
So, Gene, I got the same premise as you. I got 3 ones and a not one. I got Duke, Florida, Michigan, and Arkansas. I told you before.
Yeah.
And I got Duke over Michigan in my finals.
Okay.
I actually think for some weird reason, wait for it to pull up. I actually think I have UConn. I don't know why.
You probably have Duke beating St. John's then.
No, I think I have. No, I do. I have UConn. I gotta change that shit. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times in the same year. No, I got Duke going out. You look, it's been night and day how they've played since that point guard got hurt. I mean, they're beating Clemson by like 3 points. Like they're struggling.
They played better after he got hurt after the Clemson game. After the Clemson game. So the Clemson game was like that adjustment period. But the rest of the ACC tournament, they dominated. I disagree with you.
They won every game in the tournament by like 3 points.
Is that true?
They didn't dominate.
They beat Clemson by 12. They beat Florida State by 1. They beat Virginia by 4.
You really shouldn't have won the Florida State game, I'm being honest.
This is true. So you're right, but I feel like at the same time, Duke was also in control of that game, and then late it started to get very shaky, and it looked like Florida State was about to win, but Duke found a way to pull it off.
Eric, it's posted on the page. We can send you the link directly if you want, but it's posted on the page. We'll repin it. You just click on the page, and you should be able to fill in as many brackets as you want. And then, obviously, the way we work it is if you fill out 5 brackets and send for 2, we'll take your bottom 2 scores. So fill out as many brackets as you want to pay for, or don't care if you win. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Give.
That's what we got there.
Do I have NFL news I want to bring up? Is there anything else we want to go over? College basketball?
No.
I got to ask this question. When I went to bed, I didn't think Jalen Waddle. I thought the Eagles were nuts asking for a first and a second for A.J. Brown. Until I realized that Jalen Waddle went for a first and a third. Now I don't think Howie seems very that crazy to ask for a first and second for A.J. Brown. Your thoughts on Jalen Waddle getting traded And what the hell is Miami doing? Are they completely rebuilding again after signing a quarterback for $30 million? Like, is Malik Willis literally doing the same thing they did where they traded A.J. Brown and drafted Treylon Burks? Like, is that what Miami's doing to Malik Willis again?
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing to him. Because I wouldn't be surprised if before June ends, that if Devon Achane is not going to be on that team anymore. Because I just think they're going to be getting rid of all that talent there, and I think part of it is that they want to change the culture, because we talked about it all the time on the show. Like, there was a bad aura in that locker room, and you got to bring in guys who want to be there, but two, that are going to buy into the new culture that you're trying to build. So I do think that was a part of it there. And I also think when someone's offering you a first and a third for Jalen Waddle, you got to take that as fast as you can. Like, you got to accept that before the ink dries. Like, as soon as you get it out the printer, you send it right back just so they don't change their mind. So, I mean, I think there's so much that goes into that, and so I think it's wild that how much money they're paying for guys to not be there, but also at the same time, like, you start hitting on draft picks, and if Malik Willis, I'm not saying I think he's going to be a star, but if he can buy into that, system, I don't know if they're going to try and run the same system that the Packers do. Maybe long term, like 2-3 years down the line, you could actually have something because you're recouping so many assets.
Yeah, but like they're gonna end up trying to run it like Green Bay does with a good running back and like no number one wide receiver. Like, I don't like, if that's what you're gonna run, like, why do you trade that guy away? And again, I'm not saying I wouldn't have took the offer for him. I agree with you. A first and a third for Waddle, I don't think you can say no. But at the same time, you go out and get the quarterback. Somebody came out today from Miami and said Achane is not even on the trading block at all. Like, he's untouchable.
What they said.
Yeah. But again, to your point, I don't think Malik Willis is a superstar, but I feel like you're setting him up to fail already. Like, who's he going to throw the ball to next year?
Malik Washington, obviously.
Again, man, I get the culture thing. We've all talked about that at length, at how it needed a huge overhaul. I don't think Jalen Waddle was part of that, but
I don't either, for what it's worth. But I'm just saying, like,
I mean, can I listen? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Jalen Waddle. Here's what I will say. He was one of the guys that just kept leaving games, and
he gets hurt. He gets banged up a lot. I'll give you that.
Or he quit on games, Bill. Banged up's not the right statement. He quit on games. And if you watch the Dolphins play last year, like, that guy absolutely quit on games. And I hate saying it. I'm a Waddle fan. I like the Waddle Duck. I get it. But Hafley's a tough coach. And he's not going to stand for that shit. I'll tell you what, their defense will be tough. I promise you that.
I agree. They
can't be done. You're right.
I'm like, what are they doing offensively?
Right.
Well, I mean, I think part of it too is that, I mean, obviously you don't just necessarily give up on Malik Willis after a year, because I mean, I think everyone can agree on the show here that you don't expect Malik to go out and have a crazy career year. But if the Dolphins are in a position, let's say top 5 pick next year, do you think about going the quarterback route? Like, I do think, getting a lot of the money off of the books now, this year is going to suck for them, no matter what. But I'm curious to see how aggressive they get in the coming years here after, all that money is not going to be. Tua's money's gone, and Tyreek's money is going to be gone, and Waddle's money is gone. Like, how aggressive do you get in free agency once that happens? And, can you hit on your draft picks ultimately?
Were they picking
right now? I think they are 11
and 13
and 13.
You got to think they're taking a wide receiver with one of them.
No, the Chiefs are at 13 now.
Hold on,
right?
I'll give you the exact numbers
From McDuffie.
You might be right. Let me get the exact one. I don't want a simulator. Just give me a goddamn. Sorry.
No, Travis. JT is not a two-hole hitter.
I know for sure they're at 11 in one of the spots. I just don't know where that second. The other one would have to be 30 because it's the Broncos pick. They got to be 11 and 30.
11 and 30. You're right. You're right. 11 and 30.
Look, I mean, it's a deep class wide receiver wise, so I think at least one of those picks is a wide receiver. I'd hope.
Well, one of them's got to be a corner because I don't know if you guys watched a lot of Dolphins play last year. They were signing guys off the street to play corner for them.
The latest mock drafts got Mendoza going 1, Arvell Reese 2, Mayagula, the offensive tackle from Miami, going 3, Jeremiah Love going to the Titans at 4, Sonny Styles is being mocked everywhere to the Giants at 5, Carnell Tate to the Browns, Reuben Bain to the Commanders, David Bailey to Texas Tech, from Texas Tech to the Saints. Spencer Fanu makes a ton of sense to the Chiefs at 9. They have the Caleb Downs going to the Bengals at 10, which is wild. And then Monsu Delane, the cornerback from LSU, going 11 to the Dolphins.
Cincinnati would be ecstatic if Caleb Downs falls to them at 10.
See, you're right. They would normally be ecstatic, but I also think they just overpaid for Brian Cook to be at the same exact position. So, like, I don't know if that would even make sense for them anymore. Like, they just gave Byron Cook $40 million for 3 years. Like, I would imagine they don't go safety with how bad that defense was, but if Caleb is there, you definitely have to entertain it.
Bro, the latest mock draft has Omar Cooper ranks all the way at 16 now. I love that. I thought he was going to be a guy that can get drafted at the end of the first round, early second. Now he's projected to go 16th. I think
Jets.
He's
at the Jets are at 16.
Yep. Yeah, Venmo, Wire2Wire Sports Pod. I think it says it right on there.
We'll be doing that show before you know it.
What show? Oh, the draft show?
Draft show.
Maybe Control will be on another cruise.
No, I'll be here this year. Don't you worry.
Are you going to be? You're going away soon, aren't you?
Oh, you're right. I might not be here for that show. I'm missing the show on when's the draft?
25th. Or
I should be
23rd.
Yeah, I'll be here on the 20th. I'll be here on the 22nd. I'm going away. I'll tell you the exact dates I'm going away. I will be missing April 15th. Tax day.
So you're gone the week before.
Yeah, I'll be gone from the 11th or the 12th to the 20th.
So you're gonna be
sheesh.
You're gonna miss the Master. Oh no, wait, the Masters are that weekend. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, yeah.
By the way, whoever sent that, Shelly, you just sent that at 8:41. I think the movie list is great.
I think it's definitely right up top.
Remember the Titans, baby.
I'm trying to think. Did anything else happen NFL wise since we've been gone?
Anything else we need to cover before you got to be kidding me? I thought the show was going to go long.
Well, we did have.
Well, I didn't do the lineup. I didn't think we were going to do lineups today, so we'll do it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
When you mentioned that, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. We weren't going to have time, but we actually have time. But we'll get to it next week. No worries. We'll get some thoughts into it. Make sure it's right.
We got plenty of time to do baseball stuff.
All right. Let's get into you got to be kidding me.
All right. So this week for me, I mean, we kind of already touched on it with when going through the tourney, but I'm rolling with Alabama's Aiden Holloway, found with 2.1 pounds of marijuana. That is so incredibly absurd on the surface anywhere. But not only that, but one, your team's about to be headed to the March Madness tournament. 2, you're in the Bible Belt. You're in the Bible Belt with that much weed on you. I mean, that is absolutely absurd in the moment here. And apparently, when the cops interviewed him, I mean, I guess the only thing that he can say was that he smokes it. But they had asked him, like, what are you doing with all of this? And he said, "Oh no, I just smoke it. Like I don't do anything else. I just smoke it." Alabama has since dismissed him off campus, and he will not be able to do anything with the team until the investigation is all cleared up. So he's not going to have an opportunity to play in this tournament unless Alabama goes on a ungodly type run. So this week for me, Mr. Aiden Holloway, and just the dumb decision right before the NCAA tournament.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
There's no way he plays in this tournament. There's no way that gets through court in that amount of time. I did one conspiracy theory thing that, like, it was like 2.2, it turned in like whatever, and they're like, oh, it's like mysteriously came in like right at 2.1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I thought that was a little wild that he missed by freaking Graham.
Shall I? DeRosa.
I did 3 weeks in a row, man. What do you want from me? I can't do 4.
Google. DeRosa.
What'd you say? You said Google?
I said Google.
DeRosa. You already went over those.
So what? All right. I'll go then. I was going to use Team USA. I was going to use Mark DeRosa. We talked about a lot of that, and I had a backup plan because I thought Shally was going to use one of them. So I'm going to use Kevin Durant. Guys, I don't know if you heard the comments Kevin Durant said after a loss that they had the other night.
What do you do now?
Did you hear this, Cottrell?
I don't know.
There's a big line in here that I need you to hear. Kevin Durant takes blame as Lakers disrupt Rockets offense. I just felt like I lost the game for us tonight, said Durant, who scored 2 of his 18 points in the second half and committed 7 of the Rockets' 24 turnovers. It's that simple. Of course, we could probably make more threes, but it's on me. I mean, to be honest, I'm the offense, and the opposing team is going to use all their resources and not let me get comfortable. First half, I got comfortable in ISO, comfortable coming off of pin downs, pick and rolls, and they decided not to let me get comfortable no more. So I got to be smarter and better with the ball. I got to maybe shoot over some of the double teams, but space out to be ready to catch and shoot. But be ready to be a screener. Just be in the dunker spot. Just being able to be there as a resource for my teammates to provide space. I didn't need to have the ball as much as I did tonight. I take issue with one line in that whole quote. Maybe 2. Maybe the guys could make some more threes. Sure. I'm the offense. Bro, that is not the time to do this, Kevin. Not the time. Not the time. What are we doing, Kevin? He tried taking accountability and then routed himself out. Yeah, take the loss on me. I mean, sure, those guys could have made some more threes, but I'm the offense on this team. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? So for this week, Kevin Durant.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
That is wild. I did see that. I didn't see it in its entirety, though. I saw him like taking the accountability. I didn't see the full thing. That's actually hilarious. But the crazy part about it is that it's true. But 2, Houston so desperately needs a point guard when you're talking about Kevin Durant saying to the media, I need to go sit in the corner and just wait to get the ball in my hands because we have no floor spacing and nothing is getting set up on offense. Like, I don't know what Houston is doing at this point. You got Chris Paul just sitting out there. If you want to go the true vet route, you got Lonzo Ball sitting out there still without a job. You need to go get a distributor of the ball for your basketball team because they are so unserious right now. It's not funny.
I'm going to give Gene his flowers on this one. Gene's been screaming this since opening day. This eventually wasn't going to work. So, and here we are.
Guys, appreciate everybody listening tonight. Looking forward to March Madness. Looking forward to tomorrow.
You off tomorrow?
Bro, stop. I work today. I did like 6 hours of work today, so I can be off tomorrow. What do you think I'm going to be doing? 11:45, my ass will be parched on a couch watching.
Are you staying home? I know last year you went to AC.
Adrian's.
Nice.
I'll be parched on my couch. But tonight, in 30 minutes, maybe 45, you can join Wire2Wire Breaks. We are doing some fun stuff tonight. Guys, these are awesome. These are starter packs. They come with a graded card, an autograph, a sealed pack, 5 rookie cards, sleeves, and top loaders. And I'm hooking people up tonight. I'm going to give them for $50. Why not? Hop on. Last we pulled a Derek Jeter rookie out of one. Incredible. Some autographs. Some really big cards that were coming out. Tomorrow I'm going to be parched watching basketball. Me and Adrian are doing the thing where we go $25 on every underdog money line. Let's have some fun.
It works. It works every year.
Up last year. Last year we got cooked.
I thought it was like close last year because Sticks doesn't. I thought he said he only lost a couple bucks. He only does 10 though. But I thought he said he only lost a couple bucks last year.
Last year we got cooked.
Well,
they might covered spreads. We go money line, everyone.
Yeah, he does. I don't know if he does money line or spreads.
First half unders, baby. I'm telling you right now, first half under that Ohio State TCU game, you'll have money in your pocket by 130. Because that under is damn near a lock. I'm telling you guys that right now. But that'll be a fun game. Me and Uriah are going to go out. He's got a doctor's appointment in the morning, so he's going to get some shots, going to get him some milk, and we're going to go out some local spot and get some wings and watch the first game of the tournament.
Shot like those.
I'll take the shots. He's getting the needle.
Everybody shot.
Drunk Cottrell's my favorite Cottrell. He just talks recklessly when he has it. Just out of his mind, just talks crazy shit.
He's in timeout. He's in timeout this year. I gotta be responsible for somebody else. So,
oh man.
Well, any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Nah, this is one of my favorite shows of the year. Honestly, another good one tonight, and it's one of the best weekends of the year. So I'm excited, just as you two are. I'm gonna put something together. I think I'll put it in the chat, and then we'll share it on the show next week if it hits. But I'm gonna do something crazy.
I love that, guys. I want you to do me a favor. I see 22 people in here right now. I want you to look at the bottom of the screen right here, and I need to see a Venmo before we get off air. Someone needs to Venmo me for a bracket right now, and I'm not talking about the people that already did it. $10 for a Venmo, and then we can get off air. One more, get a bracket right now. I see Eric Rosenblum. Yes, it did. I see a message. One more person, Venmo right now. Now.
I'll give some extra time here as well. I'm definitely excited for the tourney.
Not far off.
Tourney this weekend. We get four straight days of what feels like nonstop basketball. So definitely looking forward to that. And then on Monday, I'm back on the road, going to Toledo's Pro Day to get some stuff from there. So that'll be fun. Getting to see some of the top prospects out there at Toledo. They probably going to have 4 guys ultimately get drafted from Toledo, which is kind of wild for a MAC school. But looking forward to covering that. So stay tuned for some more clips from that as well. Did I buy enough time, Gene? Did anybody we got any fish on the hook?
Travis said he's waiting for breaks. Travis is spending all the JD's college money in Gene's breaks.
First of all, Travis is doing way better than most people are.
I'm joking around, dude. I'm not being serious. Where did you pull that Marsh card from?
What card?
The Marsh card. Here we go again. Who?
What card?
Andrew Marsh.
Andrew Marsh, the card you put in the chat today. The signed card.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I think so. What happened was this, and here's the truth, right? I think what happened was I was supporting a breaker that supports me, and I bought a couple teams, and I think he was in the NIL. So like some of the optic breaks to have NIL. Like I got Caleb Downs autograph, rookie strips from an optic break. I think that it came out of there, and I think they spun the wheel with all the teams on the wheel. I don't know. I really don't. It just came in the mail today. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Shady. Yep, just got one. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, we can officially wrap up. We have 14 entries right now. We need more. I need 40 by tomorrow at noon. I need 40 by tomorrow at noon. So shall I go to work, do your thing? I'll go to work, do my thing.
You're not going to work.
Call your flag. No, but
Got you.
You could try. Yeah. I mean, how many people? I know everybody in that BMW office gambles. What's going on with that?
So I story for another day, man. They railroad you there with the brackets, man. I'm telling you, they got a person that just slides right in there, and then they get everybody.
Damn, really?
Story for another day.
Damn. Huh? God damn. It's like that.
all right. Well, that's all we got tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening to Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walzak. That's Kent State's own, Cleveland's own College Control. Uncle Shelly, Scholastic Shelly, Mr. William Shawcross. Get a bracket, get in the givey, and we are signing out.